If you're still recovering from the Season 3 finale of The Boys, rest assured, so are we. The explosive, and we mean that in the most literal of terms, finale left many of us shocked. But this is one show that's not going to slow down anytime soon. Recently, Variety revealed 2 new heroes that'll be joining the series in its 4th season, and in this video, we'll be seeing just who they are. Firstly, let's give a warm welcome to Firecracker and Sister Sage. Each season of The Boys introduces us to a few new heroes, many of whom are either doing horrific acts or having horrific acts done to them. From getting their faces blown off to their genitals ripped apart, The Boys really just doesn't hold back when it comes to gore. Season 4 will introduce us to Firecracker, who will be played by Valorie Curry. Joining the cast with her is Susan Heyward's character, Sister Sage. For now, we don't really have any hints as to what role either of these 2 superheroes will play in the story, but if the past 3 seasons are any indication, let's just say we wish the best of luck to both of them. While the main cast of the show has managed to remain safe, any new additions, especially superheroes that have gotten added since then, have had a track record of dying, usually in the most gruesome ways possible. Next, what are the comic book versions of these characters like? If you've read Garth Ennis's The Boys comic book and the names Sister Sage and Firecracker don't quite ring a bell, it's because neither of these 2 characters exist in the comics. Yeah, they're completely new characters that have been written just for the show. Because of this, their storyline could really go anywhere, and we don't quite know just what their powers are going to be like either. While the show has always been a bit different in both tone and story to the comic book it's based on, it's interesting to see that now more and more superheroes are being added that are completely original. We saw a few examples of this in Season 3 as well with the hero Supersonic. The guy was the newest addition to the 7, so you know he had about a few minutes of life left on Earth at best. While the character is based on Drummer Boy from the comics, he's widely different in both his storyline and powers. Although to be fair, we barely got to see Supersonic's powers before he got his face bashed in by Homelander. Let's not forget that everyone's favorite Soldier Boy is also nothing like the way he's shown in the comic books. Soldier Boy in the show is a remorseless killer, out to take revenge from his team who wronged him decades ago. In the comics though, he's portrayed as a naive coward who's in over his head. And of course, the whole plot point of Soldier Boy literally being Homelander's father was never a thing in the comics either. Is it just us, or does every other character in this show have major daddy issues? Moving on, what's The Boys Season 4 going to be about? There's no official confirmation on the plot of Season 4, but we can definitely guess the direction the show's heading towards by taking a look at the first 3 seasons. The 3rd season ended with Victoria Newman working for Homelander, and starting the path towards becoming the US Vice President. And now Homelander seems to be going off the rails too. Plus, it's not just him. His cult-like followers seem to be cheering him on, even when he lasered a guy right in front of them. So clearly he can do no wrong in their eyes. If you're reminded of a certain US president and his supporters, you can see where this is about to go. And of course, you've got Ryan, Homelander's son, who's starting to follow in the footsteps of his dear old dad. Showrunner Eric Kripke has confirmed that a lot of the next season will revolve around Homelander and Butcher fighting over Ryan. It's a custody battle, but the battle part of it is very, very literal. Kripke adds that while Season 3's main theme revolved around fathers, Season 4 is going to be more about sons, and we'll see that central theme play out in a couple of ways. With the stakes getting higher than ever before, it does seem like the series is now heading towards a potentially climactic battle between the boys and Vought, but it's unlikely that Season 4 will feature this showdown. Eric has said that Homelander will for sure kick the bucket before the show ends, but when and how that happens still remains to be seen. Homelander is definitely the kind of guy to take down half the world with him, so let's just hope the boys have got a good plan to deal with him. Finally, when can we expect the next season to come out? With a show like this, it's nearly impossible to wait a whole year or 2 for the next season, but it seems that's exactly what we're going to have to do. The only official confirmation we've had about production of Season 4 is what Carl Urban told Collider. During the interview, he confirmed that filming should start by August 2nd. The first and second seasons of the show had about a year's worth of gap between them, but due to COVID restrictions and delays, the 3rd season didn't come out until 2 years later. Hopefully, if we don't have any worldwide pandemics or disasters, we can get the 4th season sometime next year. But if the last few years are anything to go by, hoping for a disasterless 2023 might be too optimistic. Right, let's move to our next segment while we still can. Other news. First up, the boys fire shots at Warner Brothers and DC. While the boys Boys might be taking a seasonal break, their social media account has no time offs. The show is known to have a self-aware and satirical social media presence, and its newest post on the official VOT International account is a great example of this. The post fires shots at Warner Brothers and DC because of how many times they've rebranded their streaming services. The post mentions how it's combining all of VOT's, obviously fictional, services into one easy-to-use app. Customers will now be able to use the VTV+, VNN+, and VSN Plus services as part of their VOT++ service. If that gives you a headache, just know that it's not too far off from the actual services offered by Warner Brothers. From their HBO On Demand to their HBO Go, HBO Now, and now HBO Max, trying to understand what to use is like going through a maze. Because of this, it's no surprise at all why the boys chose to poke a bit of fun at their competition. Although, jokes aside, comparing these multi-billion-dollar companies with VOT starts to get less and less funny when you realize how similar they really are. That's sort of the whole point of the boys. VOT is basically just like every big corporation in our world. Except, of course, they've got Compound V to help back them up. Next, Keanu Reeves to star in his first major US television series. Keanu Reeves has already taken over the film industry, the internet, and the gaming world with his amazingly wholesome charms. But then decided, you know what? That's not enough. The star has recently announced that he'll be appearing in his very first major role in a US television series. The Hulu series is based on author Eric Larson's best-selling book, The Devil in the White City. He'll also be serving as the executive producer on the show. The 8-part series is said to premiere in 2024, and fans are already marking their calendars. And we totally get it. No one's going to miss out on the chance to see Keanu's first ever TV performance. Lastly, Arden Cho joins the cast of Netflix's Avatar. The live-action remake of the Avatar: The Last Airbender has been announcing cast confirmations like crazy. Most recently, they confirmed that Arden Cho will be playing June in the live-action adaptation. Fans of the show know June to be a favorite. She's one of the world's best mercenaries and was introduced in the series near the end of the first season. The bounty hunter has made a number of appearances throughout the series since then, and is sure to be a fun character to watch in the live action. If you're seeing Arden Cho's name pop up a lot, it's because the actor has booked a number of gigs for herself recently. Not only will she be starring in Avatar: The Last Airbender, but she's also got a recurring role on NBC's Chicago Med. Cho is also set to star in another upcoming Netflix series called Partner Track, which will be hitting the platform later this month. Arden was also cast as Kiri Yukimura on MTV's Teen Wolf, but due to a pay dispute, it seems she won't be reprising her role in the upcoming film on Paramount+. Still, with so many of her new roles and movies coming up, do you think she'll be the next big star to grace our screens? That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited for the 4th season of The Boys? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.